Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins, and Trevor.
To be devoted, to be loyal, to do a lot of those things that we consider to be feminine traits. And in fact, they say there's 5 kind of archetypal traits along those lines. There were scientists, I think their names were Fisk and Galton, who named them as conscientiousness, extroversion, in other words, being extroverts. So clearly not all women are extroverts. Another trait tending towards women is neuroticism, where perhaps they suffer more from negative emotions, anxiety and stuff like that, probably because women tend to be more emotional and able to express those emotions than us guys. So that's that. They tend to be more open. These are these 2 scientists who defined these kind of things, and loyal, conscientious and agreeable as well. I think women tend to, want to make peace in difficult situations. And again, this is not always, nothing is always, it's just the general tendency, but women are far more likely to do the kind and the right thing. It's a strange thing. I mean, without going off at tangents, I think as we get older in life, as when we were young, we grow up and we realise that, we can only see life from our perspective, from our vantage point. And it's a thought, isn't it, that there's not a single human being who knows what it's like, to live the life, to wake up in the morning as another human being. We only know ourselves, and we're completely stuck within that, and we're stuck in the present moment as well. So we look at each other, and it's always impossible to really understand some of the things we're attributing to females, but we say it objectively, subjectively, because we know this is really what we experience. We know that, again, from previous discussions we've had, that 97% of crime is committed by the male. And when those statistics are thrown about, so a very small percentage by female, it kind of, probably we don't think it through, but it kind of gives the impression that, oh God, most men are criminals, they do criminal things. Well, of course, that's not what it's saying at all. What we do know is whatever we say about prisons being full up in this country and whatever, it's still a very tiny percentage of the population, of the male population, of even more of the female population. So just because we say most crime is committed by men, we mustn't let ourselves, in kind of without thinking about it, think, well, yeah, most men are committing crimes. There may be people don't think that, but the point is most men, most women are law-abiding, decent, kind people. We must never forget that. But nonetheless, women have all of these attributes, assigned to them, which is great. But, one aspect of it is that these things can create pressure. I think we said last week, one of the things that young boys growing up, big boys don't cry. In other words, big boys don't show their emotions of pain, of sadness, vulnerability, was a great disservice, and probably is still a great disservice, because men traditionally don't express their emotions very well. And we know that, whereas women tend to do that. But equally, with all these elements of womanhood, which we've talked about, all the great attributes, the kindness, the loyalty, and it's all true. And perhaps one thing that they are told maybe is an equivalent to big boys don't cry. Not an equivalent, but it's kind of along the lines. When they're told and taught you have to be ladylike in all, certainly public situations, you've got to adhere to that ladylike picture of what a woman is. Now that's great. I'm sure women don't have any problems with that. But there probably are times when there's an expectation on women to be and to do the right thing, probably almost more so than men, that, they've got to do the right thing. And that can create stresses in itself. Sometimes in life, we all want to break out, don't we, of our little prisons of conformity of having to live our lives to this regulation, that rule. And sometimes you want to say, to heck with it. I just need to sort of, kick over the traces once in a while, not in a bad way.
No.
And I'm sure that applies to lots of us. I think the great song by Shania Twain, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, it really expresses that, doesn't it? That, do what I dare, do what I want with my hair, do this, wear this. But it's saying, the prerogative of females is to have fun. It should be. It should be for all of us to some extent. But women probably have always had this sense that they lag behind men, quite justifiably. That's not justifiable, but they have that sense that they're still fighting for some levels of equality. So it's good that they must assert themselves to say, we have the right to kick over the traces as well. Something we talked about a few weeks ago was this.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.